I'm assuming the Lock Haven Express is ready to go regardless of technology. All right. All right, well, we will call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order here at 10 o'clock. All those who are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have any public for comment? I don't see anyone, all right. Any additions to the agenda, Commissioner Concepcion or Commissioner Dersham? No. All right, we will move on to the meeting minutes. Any changes or alterations to the minutes?
I have none.
All right.
Okay, so I'll move to approve the minutes from the meeting held January 31st, 2023.
I will second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second approving the minutes from the meetings held on January 31st. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. A motion carries. We'll move right into contracts. We'll bring Norm up for 911 emergency communications to talk about how important our 911 dispatchers are.
Good morning. Bringing two contracts for your approval. First one is the contract renewal with Biddle Consulting Group for the critical 911 dispatcher testing software used to test candidates to see if they have the base multitasking abilities, typing skills, and personality necessary to be a 911 dispatcher. We've been using this software since 2016. The contract total is $3,995 for the period of April 2023 to April 2024. The second one is a contract renewal with WeatherTap to provide real-time web-based weather activity and radar monitoring 24/7 in our 911 center for situational awareness of the weather. The contract total is $296.47 for the period of April 2023 to April 2024.
Great. Well, those are reasonable prices from the sounds of it. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about 911 dispatchers or any other potential open positions we have in our 911 emergency communications?
We still have 3 openings for 911 dispatchers, still taking applications for those positions.
And if someone's qualified, what's our starting wage on that?
$21.40 an hour.
$21.40 an hour, and that includes full health care. Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but after like the first month?
Yeah.
Yeah, full health care after the first month, and as Steve likes to say, a Chevy pension that at least up until recently was fully funded.
We're struggling with that right now.
We're working on that one, but it's still pretty good. And, you know, you get to work with Norm and his team.
Yeah,
Everybody likes that.
we're always looking forward to people that have the passion for the job, and it's a career choice to be in that position, and it's a good opportunity for the right person.
I'll stretch out here and ask a question. The second part of your contract selection was WeatherTap. Is there any way that our office might be able to gain access to that technology? I think it would be helpful for us.
It's based upon subscription per each computer, so there'd be opportunities, I think, to expand that out if we.
I would make the argument that at least John and his team have access to that technology, because that's something that I think would be very useful for us, particularly in emergency planning.
It's really nice to design to put up on a wall somewhere. If you had a monitor and a computer, you could put up in a centralized area. That would be good to monitor, and it's 24/7. You know, a lot of times with normal radars, like on other websites, you got to refresh all the time. This is once you do it, and you can put alerts on it and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Chad, there you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so Ted, if you
Put that on your to-do.
Yeah, if you could add that to your to-do list, see what the extra cost would be to add one more license with maybe John as the primary sign-in. That's a good idea, Steve. Good thought. Great. Anything else to add, Norm?
That's it.
All right, great. So we are updating our testing software for new applicants for 911 dispatcher, which is an exciting job. that allows you to help people, especially in times of crisis. And then we also have this very interesting weather app where we're going to look at getting another license. So, Commissioner Concepcion, anything else?
No, with that, I'll move to add the 911 emergency communication items 1 and 2 to next week's consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. We have a short consent agenda for, oh, thank you very much, Norm. Thanks.
Thank you, Norm.
We have a short consent agenda, which also includes another item for 911, but that was from last week. Any changes? No? All right. So, Amber?
So I will move to approve this week's consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion and a second approving this week's consent agenda. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, that's the end of our consent agenda. We will now move to our authorities, boards, and commissions. This one will take a little bit because it's a lot of primarily resignations by Commissioner Michael Pipe and then appointments for Commissioner Amber Concepcion. This is actually a fraction of the number of committees that we worked on in a realignment about a week ago, actually. So we'll start with the Ag Land Preservation Board, a resignation by Commissioner Pipe, and then for the Ag Land Preservation Board, an appointment for Commissioner Concepcion. Her new term will be February 7th of 23 to December 31st of 23. We have a resignation from Commissioner Pipe from the Center County Metropolitan Planning Organization from January of 22 to January 14th of 23, an appointment for Commissioner Concepcion to the Center County Metropolitan Planning Organization starting February 7th of 23 through December 31st of 23. We have a resignation of Commissioner Pipe from the Children and Youth Services Advisory Board that was effective January 14th. And we are appointing Commissioner Concepcion to the Children and Youth Services Advisory Board effective February 7th through December 31st of 2023. We do have a resignation of Joseph Dunchak, thank you, from the Higher Education Authority. His resignation was effective December 30th of 2022, and we'd like to thank Joseph for his service. Moving on, we have a resignation of Commissioner Pipe from the Mental Health Intellectual Disability Advisory Board effective January 14th. We are appointing Commissioner Concepcion to the Mental Health Intellectual Disability Advisory Board effective February 7th through December 31st of the current year. And then we have an appointment of Commissioner Concepcion as the chair of the Public Safety Training Center Advisory Board effective February 7th and continuing through December 31st of the current year. And then two more that don't involve commissioners. We have a reappointment of Ray Stolinas and Diana Griffith to the Headwaters Resource Conservation and Development Council effective February 7th of this year through December 31st of 2024. So a substantially longer list than usual for those appointments, reappointments, and resignations. Any questions? All right.
Looking forward to working with the folks on these committees.
Wonderful. Great. And Amber, you can make the motion. You
I
can put it on the
will.
list.
Okay, I'll move to approve the ABC appointments, reappointments, and resignations.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries unanimously. As some of the viewers at home know, I am a bit of a history geek. I do especially enjoy the Civil War. I know Commissioner Dersham also has an interest in that field, and our Deputy Administrator's father, I think, is going to be one of the speakers. So for CNET.
And we also have, our administrator has a young son who is a budding historian in
Ah,
Civil War.
I have
very
a degree
good.
in history, too.
Yes.
There you go.
So a lot of people here at the table who enjoy history. So the county will be sponsoring through CNET taping of 5 programs for the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable for 2023. Amber, can we have a motion?
I will move to approve the CNET sponsorship for the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the CNET sponsorship of the Central Pennsylvania Civil War Roundtable do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously.
I'm going to give a shameless
oh,
shout out
okay.
to Jeff Ward, who used
Oh,
to be
yes.
a school teacher in Penns Valley, who was Natalie Corman's father, who was probably one of the foremost renowned historians on the Civil War, not only in our region, but probably nationally.
Yes.
Has written umpteen books, not only on Civil War, but on George Custer. And there's a lot. He's just a fascinating man. So if you're looking for some history to read, and you want really, really detailed descriptions of the events and the personalities,
There you go.
he's the one. So there you go.
That's good to know.
He's Jeff Ward.
I'd be
Yes.
excited to hear more about our region's particular history in this at this time.
It's very interesting and much more complex than you might think. I was just recently
There was a
reading.
small rebellion in Axeman at one time.
Yes, in Axeman and also throughout Clearfield County. There were actually draft riots. Yeah. It was,
Back in the old-timey days.
yes. It got pretty interesting around here during the Civil War.
Yes.
Strong supporters in Bellefonte, maybe not so strong further away, but still within the central part of the state. All right, so we will move it over to Commissioner Concepcion for the check run.
Okay, as is our tradition, I'll be pulling out one section of the check run for to make a note of one of our partners. Youth Service Bureau, we have checks to them in our check run today. This is an agency that works closely with the county in aiding families and children and teenagers who are in crisis. So we've got some checks to them that are part of our Human Services block grants that come from the county. We work closely with this agency in helping families who need the help of the county services. So, and with that, I will move to approve the check run in the amount of $844,499.10 dated February 3rd, 2023.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the check run dated February 3rd. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. John, do we have an administrator's report?
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay. Now I think we will move over to the voter registration report for Steve, and then we'll follow that with an announcement.
Okay. We have, as of this morning, 99,794 registered voters in Center County. That's up 9 voters from last report, and the roster includes 42,077 Democratic registrations, 130 Green Party, 611 Libertarian, 13,293 no affiliation, and 40,563 Republican voters. When you add the 3,111 other minor party participants, you get the 99,794 number. And I'd like to feature the Apple Juice Party today. So the Apple Juicers have one registered voter in Center County, and we'd like to recognize their participation in the voting process. The feature precinct of the week is Precinct 97. And Precinct 97 is Ferguson West Central that votes at Videon Central on Sandy Drive and State College. And total registration of precinct number 97 is 1,477. There were in the last election 1,054 total ballots cast, and the percentage voter turnout was a pretty high number, which was 71.36%.
Those are presidential numbers.
Yeah, that's big participation. So we great job out there in Precinct 97, and we'll see you in the near future. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks, Steve. Now we'll move to our announcements. We have a special guest here today. We're honored to invite Jenny Lynn Schuster to come up to the podium. Maybe if you're okay, maybe sit closest to Steve.
Or you can.
Right here. The angle's a little better for the camera, I believe.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah. And Jenny Lynn is with Downtown Bellefonte Inc. and Springboard, and they're having a major event tomorrow, and then I'll announce the special guest.
Yes, so we are having a special event tomorrow. We're having a launch party for Springboard. So Springboard is a co-working and business innovation hub here in Bellefonte. We have been in business for about 6 years, and it's an initiative, an economic development initiative of Downtown Bellefonte, Inc., that has been greatly supported by the commissioners and many others in our community. The event tomorrow will be open to the public from 4 to 6, so everybody is welcome. There will be drinks, there will be food from local businesses in the area. There will also be giveaways, so we'll do some local Bellefonte community gift card giveaways. We'll have some exciting guests there, which I will let you share in a second. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about the move and why we're moving. So this is kind of our third move in the space. And this summer we hosted a group of remote workers, and that was in partnership with the PA Wilds. The program was called Wilds Are Working. So we had 5 remote workers from all over the country come and stay in Bellefonte for the month of July, and they all stayed at kind of different locations in local establishments. They were given passes to work at Springboard, and then they were also given stipends to kind of spend money out in the local community, and then we could kind of see how they were spending their money. And at the end of this, we asked for feedback on many things, including feedback on kind of our existing space. And so that is based on that feedback, there was a big desire for some more kind of private rooms, some other amenities. And so we started looking for space. So our new space will be located at 221 West High Street. It's on the 2nd floor, loft 13. And it's in the Lofts building, which is right at Water and High Street in downtown Bellefonte. So it has beautiful views kind of overlooking Spring Creek. And with the new space, so we've kind of been working on the renovation for about 2 months, and we really wanted to create a space not only for working, but a space where the community could come and entrepreneurs could come to learn, create, and innovate. And so the amenities, there's private conference room, there are private offices, there's a conference space as well that anybody can kind of rent out. There's a phone booth, a kitchen, and so it'll be really great for businesses. It'll be really great for the community as well. So it's really important to us to kind of take all of this feedback very seriously. And so we've started working on some new programming as well to offer to businesses. So we have series such as Ask a Lawyer, Ask an Accountant, Ask a Baker, Ask Your Insurance Agent, anywhere from marketing workshops. We also know that coffee is very important. We're all about supporting the local economy. And so kind of courtesy of Bonfato's Urban Flavor House and Bee's Knees will have a coffee loyalty program that is available for anybody that co-works in this space. And then supporting businesses, growing businesses here in Bellefonte. Center County has always been a huge initiative of ours. So in 2021, 20 new businesses opened in Bellefonte. In 2022, so last year we had just over 25 new businesses open in Bellefonte. And already in 2023, we've seen some businesses kind of grow. We know one that was a staple here moved to State College. Those spaces are already filled. So we do already have new businesses kind of coming in to Bellefonte as well, which is really exciting. And as we have these new businesses coming in, we've also really focused on providing resources on how to open a brick and mortar business in Bellefonte. So we've kind of put together a series of panels where we work with architects, Center Region Code, HARB, and zoning to really educate not only business owners coming in, but developers, real estate brokers, so that everybody kind of understands the process of moving into a very historic area. And I really also want to thank some of our partners. So this expansion is really possible thanks to Center County government and our new sponsor, Arise Federal Credit Union. They have a lot of the same core values as we do as an organization, so it has been a really great partnership, and just seeing businesses grow in Bellefonte is very exciting. So I hope that all of you will come to the launch, and if you can't make it to the launch, you can even come earlier if you want to check out open co-working, or we're there kind of all the time too, so we would love to see you in the space.
Congratulations, Jenny Lynn. I just wanted to, again, thank you, Ellen Mattis, and the rest of the Springboard team. The numbers in Bellefonte are eye-popping. An area that has less than 2 square miles, right, Steve? And a population of maybe 6,200 people, to have 20 new businesses form in 21 and 25 new businesses form in 22, more businesses forming in 23. And as I remember, Jenny Lynn, wasn't your old space that you just moved out of already occupied by one of your members?
Yes, so it was already occupied. We moved out, the developer that owns the building painted, and then the new tenant was in. So it was one day in between, in and out, already filled, which is really exciting.
As president of CEDACOG, I'm aware of much of the economic development now throughout central Pennsylvania. And Brianna, the only 2 areas I'm aware of that have numbers that are even vaguely in the ballpark of Bellefonte are downtown Lock Haven and downtown Phillipsburg. There's just not a whole lot of other towns in central Pennsylvania that have 24 new businesses form in a single year. It's just amazing. So now I will pivot to your special guest, who will be speaking somewhere around 5:15-ish. So we'll be having a special guest attend the launch of the new Bellefonte Springboard location, the Lieutenant Governor, Austin Davis. His first official trip to Center County. Austin successfully ran and won the nomination for Lieutenant Governor alongside then Attorney General Josh Shapiro, and he was subsequently elected as Pennsylvania's 35th and first African-American Lieutenant Governor. Additionally, he is the youngest sitting governor, Lieutenant Governor, I should say, in the nation. He's attending in his official capacity to highlight the increased role of the Lieutenant Governor's office will be playing in community and economic development. We look very much forward to having our special guest with us here at your launch, which is tomorrow.
It is. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
With, I believe, Arise Credit Union will be speaking maybe a pinch after 5.
Yes.
Followed by Commissioner Concepcion and I introducing the Lieutenant Governor, Steve and Carrie and everybody else, all the other electeds for Bellefonte Borough and all the surrounding townships are also welcome. But this has been a partnership of the county, the borough, as you mentioned, several financial institutions now, most recently Arise, the Penn State Small Business Development Center, Ben Franklin of Central PA, lots of great groups, but you've been doing wonderful work. Wonderful work. I'll turn it over to Commissioner Concepcion.
This is really exciting. Thanks for being here today. I think when you look at a town like Bellefonte that has like the historical buildings, it's just a beautiful little town. And what people are looking for now, there's so many people who live in like the suburbs of large cities where they have been dealing with commutes and the ups and downs of COVID during that time. And so many of those people are in school districts where their kids were not in school. It's been really hard. Like, I think there's so much potential for places like Bellefonte to attract young professionals and people with families that want their kids to be in a community school system like Bellefonte's, or any of the other surrounding school systems around here, so that they are like in a place that has a sense of community. And like something like what you're doing is providing an opportunity for people to relocate to Bellefonte and see this as a place where they can start a business. They can work remotely with partners literally all over the world. So geography is like no barrier to growing your business. And they can be in an environment where they can walk to a great lunch and a great cup of coffee, and that is actually like really valuable for quality of life. And be in a place where we have Rothrock State Forest and Bald Eagle State Park for kayaking and canoeing and like all of the kind of recreational things that you get in a place like the Center County region that you don't get if you live in, like suburban Arlington, where we moved from, to come here because we like hiking and kayaking. So, yeah, thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to see that downtowns are kind of becoming the focus. Once again, walkability is very important.
Yes.
Family life is very important. I also lived in Arlington for a little bit, so I totally get it. And sometimes I just look around and have to pinch myself because it's so beautiful. There's really nowhere like this. So we're all very lucky to be here. But thank
We
you.
do have an amazing feature in Bellefonte that I think it was work of a lot of hard work, and that is the waterfront area. That just sets us apart from so many other communities, and that's really the kind of the keystone feature of tourism now. And a lot of folks are down there in the development community. Certainly has not. It's not gone unnoticed that's going to be a great place to be, and the whole downtown community is just starting to thrive, and that's a really bright spot. So.
Yeah, Commissioner Concepcion and I were at the Bellefonte Intervalley Chamber Blues Breaker last night at Big Spring Spirits, and we were having all these wonderful conversations, and I'm trying to remember, is it your brother who recently re-landscaped Good Intent Cider?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
The Schusters, they're all around.
Yeah, they're all around.
Some are related, some are not.
Okay, but this particular one is related.
Yes.
And he did a marvelous job. That's such a great facility, and I mean, to Steve's point, Bellefonte, it's like every corner you go around, every spot you look into, it's like, oh, that's nice, that's fun. As a young adult, this is a fabulous place to be. Or even, in my case and Steve's case, somebody who's maybe not quite as young, but is still an adult. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. Anything else you want to add, Jenny Lynn?
No?
Great,
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome. Any questions from the press?
No, I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm going to try and come.
Yeah, please
Great.
do. Please do. Thanks.
All right.
Very much.
Well, that's wonderful news in pretty much every direction. Center County, another announcement is Center County government offices will be closed on Monday, February 20th in observance of President's Day. Our public meeting schedule will have our Thursday session of the Board of Commissioners at 10 a.m., pretty much at the same time with the Salary Board. And then next week, Thursday at 10 a.m., we will have the Board of Commissioners meeting, followed by a work session. Any general questions from the press? You're good. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Yes, John.
No executive sessions to report. However, there is a need
Oh, sorry.
to hold an executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
Okay. Sorry, I skipped over that one. So no executive sessions to report, but we're going to, I probably need a motion to go in an executive session at the end, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so unless there are any other questions from the press, I'll hand it over to Amber.
Okay. So I will move that we adjourn this meeting to an executive.
Actually,
Is that not how you do
We
it
don't say
here?
adjourn,
Yeah.
And enter.
enter into.
I will move that we enter into executive session.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to move into executive session. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will move into executive session at 10:29.